What excites you about working in the horror genre?
I don't know who said it, but it was a great quote where it's like it's the genre where anything can happen, right? And I find that so inspiring. I don't want to make films that are too close to reality. There's no point. Reality is too real. I think I'm trying to escape when I do this stuff. When I go into movies, I want to go somewhere else. My life is real enough.
So what makes science fiction and horror such a good pairing?
Well, I think there's the sci-fi element is it's the unknown, right? It's the things that we dream up and the things that could be. Sci-fi it allows us to go one step into another direction where these things don't necessarily exist. These horrors are unknown and undefined, and they're what we can create. It's like when I got this script, it just awoken the child in me, like the 13-year-old just was like, oh, word, we doing that, it's like we making this, and this is the stuff that I've always wanted to do.
So you directed the movie, you acted in it, but you also
right,
composed the score,
Shit,
and I've seen the movie, and that score is rocking. Can you talk about your influences for the score?
Yeah, on the score, I did a lot of the music in New Zealand in this little cubicle, and I had very limited equipment, and it reminded me of when John Carpenter was doing Halloween. And he had limited equipment and gear, and I just try to get into that headspace a little bit of just like limitations and just rolling with what I had. I had a few synths and a few sounds that I was going to use, and that was it. And then working on these keys, and that's it. And it just helped me so much to get the thing across. But I got into folks like him and like Angelo, Badalamenti, of course. Those people are always with me. Vangelis always with me. But like even new casts like Disasterpeace, I was like listening to all types of stuff. Like Berlin techno made its way into the soundtrack a little bit. So it was all over the place, man. But it was the most fun because I get to just sit in my little hole and no one bother me, and I get to just make bug out noises with the sound department. It's awesome.
When I was watching the movie, a lot of the scenes felt like I was in a video game. Is that
Thank
purposeful?
God. Hell yeah! I'm glad you pick up on it because like. Honestly, this one is like it's like for the gamers. Yeah. For me, like when Aza and I first connected, when we first started talking about the movie, she was like, when I read the script reminds me of Silent Hill 2 and 4. I was like, that's real specific. I think you're perfect. It's like, is it meant to be? Is this the way it's supposed to be? It was awesome. Yeah. So she knew. And there's a lot of Easter eggs for the gamers.
We recently lost one of film's most creative directors, David Lynch. And back in 2019, you had a chance to work with him on your video Fire is Coming.
Yeah.
How has his work inspired you, and what was that experience like?
He was the reason why I went to film school, really. I remember falling in love with his stuff around like when Lost Highway came out, when that film came out. And just seeing this filmmaker who created things that felt like the dream world and the subconscious. It was just so refreshing and different, and all the things that I wanted to do. It felt like, those are the things that I would like to make if I were making films. So I was always passionate about it, but that's when I started to see like, okay, there's room for these voices, and it was more inspiring that way to go in that direction versus doing other movies that I was inspired by, like Jurassic Park and shit like that. So even I love it too. That's like on both sides of the spectrum for me.